What's up, YouTube? My name is Ty, financial advisor. Welcome to my channel. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. This finishes at $12.95 today. That is up 21.83%. So we've been covering this stock for the past 2 weeks. This is the hottest stock in retail right now. So lately everything has been squeezing, specifically low float stocks and meme stocks. And of course, Bed Bath & Beyond is one of the OG meme stocks. So this has mooned quite a bit, about 200%. So crazy price action here. And it did appear like the squeeze was winding down and coming to an end. This was losing a lot of momentum in the past few days. But nope, psych. Today, we're getting massive volume, and it does appear like the squeeze is still on. Pretty odd because all of the other stocks that have been squeezing are finally starting to pull back and crash. But this one is still strong. I'm very happy for the apes so far, but at this point, just be very careful. So no company-specific news to justify this price action today. This is just very social media driven. The stock is going crazy on StockTwits and Reddit right now. So the ape's not giving up, still in here, still trying to squeeze the stock. This was number 4 on StockTwits today. Had over 4,600 mentions, so once again, we're going to analyze it. So let's jump right in. Let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, this is a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being the low of 440, and there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 1420, 1490, 1750, 1855, 1965, 2160, $24, 2855, or even 3030. And longer term, this is part of an even bigger cup and handle where this has the potential to come all the way back up to 5390. Although I do believe the most realistic tops would be 1420 or 1490. But those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. And here we have a bull flag. Here's the flagpole, and here's the flag. So that is a bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock may break out to the upside. Here we have an ascending channel developing. Right now, the upper channel is at $14, and the lower channel is around $10. So if this breaks 14 to the upside, that would be bullish. And if this breaks 10 to the downside, that would be bearish. So right now, the ascending channel is a neutral indicator, but it looks like it wants to break out and go bullish very soon. Now, for the bearish stuff, so we do have a double gap up. First gap up is back at 830, so that is a bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back down to 830 to fill this gap. And the second gap up was back at 650. Very small gap. But that is a bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back down to 650 to fill this gap. And both of those gaps should fill in the short term. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of $12.95, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 1340, 1380, 1420, 1450, 1490, 1530, 1565, 1620, 1665, 1710, 1750, 1805, 1855, 1890, 1930, 1965, 2015, 2055, 2090, 2125, 2160, 2205, 2245, 2280, 2310, 2345, 24, 2450, and then 2530. There is resistance above 2530, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be $12.60, $12, $11.70, $11.25, $10.90, $10.55, $10.15, $9.65, $9.20, $8.85, $8.55, $8.15, $7.95, $7.50, $7.15, $6.95, $6.65, $6.40, $6.10, $5.85, $5.50, $5, $4.75, and then the low of $4.40. So right now at the current price, $12.95, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks $7.15 to the downside, the channel starts to narrow. So expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks $7.15 to the downside. RSI is currently at 77, so this is still in overbought and overvalued territory. So be careful, guys. And this did 78 million in volume today, which would be the 4th largest volume day of the year. So very significant volume, way above the average of 8 million. So this pump/squeeze today is confirmed by the volume. And it does appear like the squeeze is still on. Okay, guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So I'm very happy for the apes. Congratulations to everyone so far. But I think at this point, it's quite obvious that this is extremely dangerous. At this point, this is a straight-up gamble, not an investment. So be very careful, guys. Long term, the stock still looks really bullish. Again, we have strong bullish indicators in the cup and handle, bull flag, and soon the ascending channel will also be bullish. And in the short term, this will probably run a bit more to the upside because the squeeze is still on. But eventually, sooner or later, as with every short squeeze, it's going to have to come crashing down. And a lot of apes will get caught holding the bag. So make sure that's not you. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice. Personally, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. I'm not saying it's a bad play, but it's just way too risky for my liking. Like I said, at this point, this is a gamble, not an investment. You already missed massive upside potential in the past 2 weeks. This went all the way from the $4 range into the $13 range. Here at $12.95, this is a pretty bad entry. Going long would pretty much be FOMO at this point. It's kind of hard to predict how high this will potentially run because there are no gap downs. But personally, I would say this runs back up to $14.20, maybe $14.90. I'll just be generous and call it $14.90. So from the current price of $12.95 up to $14.90, that would be a 15% upside potential. So there doesn't appear to be too much more upside left in this squeeze. And again, this should eventually come back down to $6.50 to fill the gap there. And from the current price of $12.95, that would be about a 50% downside potential. So massive downside potential here in the short term. So I would say going long at the current price, $12.95, would be a high risk, medium reward play. Not really worth it, in my opinion, but there is still money to be made here on the upside. They're just very dangerous at this point. So if you want to go long, please do that at your own risk. And it would definitely have to be for a quick scalp. Get in, get your money, get out. Don't get too greedy, guys. Make sure you set your stop losses and your sell orders. So $12.95 is a pretty bad entry. And honestly, if you're a bit patient here, you should be able to get this back at $6.50, where the gap is. And I think that'd be an excellent entry. Really can't go too wrong there. Massive upside potential in the longer term, and really shouldn't go too much further to the downside. It's near the all-time low. So I don't like the current entry of $12.95, but I can support going long at $6.50, where the gap is. And if it pulls back, then you can just average it out at these supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, looks like a pretty good play at the moment. And I know that's not going to be a popular opinion, but the stock is starting to look very bearish. Again, we have some strong bearish indicators in the double gap up and high RSI. This is still squeezing, so there is a bit of risk involved going short here. But like I said, I don't think there's too much more upside to go in the short term. And sooner or later, this will have to pull back and will probably come crashing down. So again, I think at most this comes back up to $14.90 in the short term. And that would be about a 15% upside potential. And again, this should come back down to $6.50 in the short term, and that would be about a 50% downside potential. So I would say going short here at the current price, $12.95, would be a medium risk, high reward play. Definitely worth a shot in my opinion. As long as you're able to withstand a little bit of upside pressure here, you should be able to make some pretty fat tendies here on the downside. So I can support going short at the current price, $12.95 and higher. And again, I would cover at $6.50 where the gap is for a relatively easy 50% downside gain. So pretty straightforward, guys. This is the meme stock right now. The retail favorite. It's been squeezing for the past 2 weeks, along with a bunch of other meme stocks and low float stocks. The other stocks have since pulled back, but this one is still strong here. Still squeezing. So massive price action today. Very happy for the apes. Long term, the stock still looks really bullish. And in the short term, this may have a little bit more upside to go, but it is starting to look pretty bearish. And this is due for some very significant pullback. So if you want to go long, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. Pretty bad entry right here. At the current price, $12.95. You missed a lot of upside already in the past 2 weeks. And going long here would pretty much be FOMO at this point. So if you want to go long here at $12.95, please do that at your own risk and make sure you hit the sell button and secure the gains if you do manage to make a profit. But honestly, you're better off just waiting for this to pull back and going long at $6.50 where the gap is. I think that would be an excellent entry. So I don't like the current entry of $12.95, but I can support going long at $6.50. And if it pulls back, then you can just average down at these supports that I mentioned before. Massive upside potential in the longer term, and really shouldn't go too much further to the downside from there. And if you want to go short, looks like a pretty good play at the moment. It's somewhat risky because this is still squeezing, but this really shouldn't go too much further to the upside. So as long as you're able to withstand some upside pressure here, this should pull back quite a bit, and you should be able to make 50% on the downside here relatively easily. So I can support going short at the current price, $12.95 and higher. And again, I would cover at $6.50 where the gap is. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on The Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace out.